YouTube. This is what I do for therapy for my autism right now because I am on hold for therapy right now because I don't have insurance anymore. So what this is going to be when it's done, it's going to end up being a Christmas tree. I got this from Packetans, and I got it for like, what, $5? $5.50. Because I don't really have many friends. This is what I do to keep me sane and not going through an overload or a meltdown and all that. I try to find something therapeutic so it doesn't go on the rest of the week. So this is it. My last therapeutic thing was making chocolate. This is my new therapeutic thing. And then it's probably going to end up... I had to delete my Facebook account again, and knowing me, I always say that I'm gone for good on Facebook, but then I end up creating new email accounts and creating new Facebook accounts and then adding the same people again. One day, for a week, they're nice to me, and then they end up going bonkers on me. And then I start going into my autistic meltdowns again. So this is what I'm doing to keep myself sane. I think I should be doing something like this almost every day of my life instead of being on the internet and worrying about shit like that. I have like a moderate to severe form, but I'm verbal. But the thing is, I don't know how to deal with certain situations, and my mother's hand's in the way. Could you please move your hand?
I'm just checking something.
And, you know, I don't need drama in my life. It's bad enough that...
Bad enough you're the drama.
It's bad enough that I don't cause the drama. It's just people freak out on me because I hug them or something. And back in the 80s, you know, constantly hugging was acceptable, and now people don't today, my generation basically sucks. Especially when it comes to autism. They suck at understanding my generation. So, and you know, I don't know when the appropriate time to hug is. You know, back in like my mother's generation, a hand on the shoulder to comfort someone was acceptable. Leaning on a shoulder was acceptable. But now, it seems like in my generation, whether you're autistic or what they say, or even what people would say normal, it's not acceptable. It actually creeps people out, and people look at you like a stalker and all that. And it seems like, you know, my generation, people, yeah, they're educated on other things, like they happen to be a little more liberal, like with the LGBT topic and pro-choice and all that, and, you know, voting Democrat. They're completely ignorant when it comes to people hugging them or comforting them. And, you know, me being autistic, I tried to please everyone. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. It's going to be on one of those little glass thingies. But as I was saying, YouTube, people of today's generation, the younger generation, is completely ignorant about special needs and all that. You know, they think they understand, but really they don't. They need to be educated. You know, and actually society doesn't really understand autism. Like, you know, the older generation, if they see somebody who's autistic or if they hear about somebody having autism, they'll just automatically hug them or put a hand on their shoulder or something and be like, just to comfort them whenever they're going through a stimulation. Meltdown. But when it's the younger generation and it's the autistic person trying to calm down, trying to please to please a normal person or somebody with another mental health problem. They're just like, they'll be like pretending to understand, and they don't, and then they will go on like social media and all that, and they'll like bitch at them or something and say, "Oh, you made me uncomfortable, it's your fault," and then they'll start saying it's their fault, and then they'll keep blaming you. And my generation is just completely fucked up. So to keep me sane, I try to do like a craft and all that when something like that happens. And then, knowing me, because I forget about the incidents, I go back on Facebook. And my mother was like, because I'm on hold for therapy right now, because I don't have health insurance right now, I have to find something else as my therapy instead of the internet. And like somebody who does not have autism, the internet is, where they think everybody's their friend. That's the only place where we can find friends. And our generation, the younger generation, sucks because all they do is play video games, or they'll be on Facebook or Twitter, or now people are like being addicted to Instagram, YouTube, and all that, and they're not doing something like this. Heck, people in my generation, they suck. They don't go outside and socialize. They're very antisocial, and that's actually a stereotypical thing about autistics, is we're antisocial. But the thing is, we were born having trouble socializing. Those of us who are autistic, we want to socialize. We want to be able to have communication with others and be able to socialize with other people. Unlike my generation, those who do not have autism, they don't want to socialize with other people. They don't want to see somebody face to face. They don't want to talk to people. They don't want to do anything. They want to play video games. And for someone like me who has autism, who has a moderate to severe form of it, because according to my IQ scores, that's what it says, even though I am completely verbal. For someone like me, I want to be able to socialize. I want to be able to communicate, but it's hard for me when other people don't want to. And it's really hard because I'm also part of the younger generation. The younger generation, basically, all they do is play video games and, and that basically brings, a bad influence on children who are like maybe 5 years old. I've noticed in my neighborhood, children don't go outside and play anymore. They don't go outside and play with their friends. And there are some schools out there who don't have recess anymore, outdoor recess. Basically, their recess is play on the computer, or play their Nintendo DS or something, or play video games, And that's the problem with our youth, is it has, we have a problem with childhood obesity, but we also have issues with kids socializing, having social skills. A lot of kids nowadays are either being homeschooled or cyber-schooled, which does not bring that social interaction because the parents don't want that, and it's the parents' fault when it comes to that, in my belief. Me being autistic, my mother wants me to have social skills, and I want to have social skills, but the thing is, I don't really have the appropriate social skills, and I have trouble socializing in a group and socialize, like I'll talk to someone one-on-one with communication, but the thing is socializing. When is the appropriate time to hug? When is the appropriate time to comfort someone? When is the appropriate time to put your hand on somebody's shoulder when somebody's crying, basically, or being upset at someone else, and you're telling them it gets better? And you say, you know, if you need anyone to talk to, I'm here for you. You know, and then and also when to expect somebody gonna completely go bonkers out on you, you know. It's completely hard. It's actually much harder for an autistic than for somebody who is what they would say as normal. You know, and you know, this one person, when I was on Facebook, I wanted to talk to them, talking about how I wish people understood autism and, you know, trying to please other people, because that's what some autistics have a habit of. They have a habit of trying to please other people. And this person was very uncomfortable, said, Anita, I'm uncomfortable with this, about talking about this. The thing is, the problem is, people are uncomfortable talking about autism and, you know, autistics wanting to try to please other people. That's the problem. And the thing is, our problem is our education system when it comes to this. We don't educate people about autism and all that. In fact, I think it should be a requirement for high schools, colleges, and universities, actually all schools, not just high schools,